Okay, so this is the second and final part for the video. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is I outlined everything in Sharpie that I know for sure I'm gonna keep. One of the things that I did right now is I put in one of the plants, but I wanted to show you how to do the plants because they're in front of the building, you need to finish them first before you do the rest of the building. See how you can kind of almost see a line through them? That's because I did the building before I did the plants. You can't do that. You have to do the plants before you do the finishing touches to the building and like the permanent outline, because if you do the building before you do the plants, you're gonna see these lines left over. So one of the things that I did for the plants is a pretty simple sort of design. So you can kind of do it like flower petals, where you do one point and kind of like a curve and another point and like that. And then you kind of bunch them together. So you do one a little bit behind it, you can do another one like this, kind of like how a surfboard looks. You can do thin ones, you can do thick ones. Right now I'm just filling in the space. Just to make sure that everything looks good. So some of them can be curved like this, some of them can be straight up, straight down, spiky. I prefer you do the curved ones though. So do a couple curved ones in there and then start layering them. So you can do another one in between these two. You can do some that are a little bit shorter up here at the front, so kind of like layering them on top of each other, just wherever you can find space. You don't have to color it in. I just wanted to show you how I did the little plants. That way you know how to do them. So again, the further you are away, the tinier the stuff is going to be. So for the next plant back here, you don't have to put as much detail in it, as long as you can tell that it is the same plant as the one that we have here. So again, little sort of long petal motions. And now you can tell that both of those are plants. And then I already outlined a majority of the stuff, so I'm just gonna finish sort of lining the parts of the building that I want to stay. So in this case, like I said, you don't have to do it in Sharpie. I'm doing it in Sharpie, that way you can tell for sure where I'm keeping my lines. And then this time I'm gonna let the plant be the forefront. That way I don't accidentally overlay on here. And I'm probably gonna mess up again because I can't really see what the hell I'm doing, but whatever. See, like how I accidentally colored in that one, but I didn't color in the other one. There. And then for the windows, I'll get to those in a second. Right now I'm just gonna finish up the outlines for all the permanent parts I'm gonna keep in the drawing. So a lot of these lines right next to the windows I'm gonna keep. And then as you get further and further away, you don't have to worry as much about the details of the windows. So you can see that I did some nice big lines, and then back here I did some dots. See, so kind of floats away. And then this one hits the wall, so there's no more vanishing point, but the vanishing point, I still left it. That way we can make sure that we line up all of our lines to that. Now, one of the things that I want to say is you can do the windows a couple different ways. One of the ways that I was thinking of doing was that you could do some cross hatching. So on these windows, this part right here where I'm going to put the X is the darkest part, and this part right here is the darkest part. So the innermost part So I'm gonna draw some X's where the darkest part of the window should be. And like I said, it doesn't matter the further you go out. And then right here, I'm gonna do it too. So X, 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 X. These are the darkest parts. And then these ones, the closer they are out to the outermost part, are gonna be the lightest ones. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some cross hatching like this. So I'm gonna put some lines like this. Doesn't have to be too good. And then because this is the darkest part, I'm gonna do bigger lines here and then smaller and smaller as I get in. So in this case, because I have it like that, I'm gonna do this. So you can see the technique here where everything gets darker in here and then everything is lighter in here. So darker, 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 and lighter. You don't have to do this exact technique. You can do whichever one you want. If you want, you can just shade it. Like if I wanted to, I could just do like this, where we start off with some lines and then we just get further and further out, so you can tell right away that this part is the darkest part of the window because it is the inside of the building, which we can't see. So you can do some vertical lines and have it go dark. You can do this, or if you want, you can even color it in. I have some markers right here, and the same technique goes for markers too. So I'm going to show you. So in this case, I'm going to fill in the whole entire thing, and then I'm going to layer colors. So you do a base color and then you do some more colors in here. So then afterwards, when it dries, you do like some thicker lines here, and then you stop where you want it to be the lightest. You wait for it to dry, and then you do another line so that you can tell that it's darker. So you can see how it kind of gets darker and lighter here. So this lightest part only has one pass in the marker, and the darker it gets, the more passes it has. And you can probably do that. See how it gets darker and lighter? And then what is another technique that we can use for that? If I'm gonna do it with just pencil, I can show you like that too. So I can do the cross hatching like this, where I'm doing just the pencil, and then or you can actually just shade it in. I'm not really good at cross hatching, so you can probably tell that I suck. So you can shade it in. So where the X is, you do the darkest color, and then you kind of fade it out. Like that. And then the last thing that I want you to focus on is the finishing touches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the horizon out, so you know that this is going to be the greenery. One of the things I want you to think about is that if you want some like grass here or anything like that, so you could put like a couple things of longer grass to indicate that it's grass. You could also do like pencil strokes for the grass, so you could do like that, and then just do a ton of grass lines. Like here, you can kind of overlay it, that way you know that the grass is a little bit longer. You can do some shorter strokes, so stuff like that, so you can make it look like it's grass. And then the final thing that I want us to think about is this freaking wall that I don't know what to do with. So, I think I might make the wall just continue to go straight because I don't know how else to do it. So straight till the end of your drawing. Or you can have maybe like a road. Yeah, so what I did was I just made a straight line and then I connected this point to this point, but I only colored in this because this is a solid wall. You can indicate that by doing like some lines or some shading. So that's a solid wall. And then do some like bushes or something like that. Like, oh no, I can't do that. Hold on. I'd say get rid of this line. I'm probably going to mark it in red too, that way you know not to do it. Get rid of this line. So that way it's just a flat surface here. And then what I want you to do keep this. Get rid of this line actually. Excuse me. Pardon. Keep all of this open. And with the technique that I showed you, draw another planter right here. And then I'll draw it, that way you know what to do. So we're gonna draw a horizontal line a little bit away from the top. I think we'll do it like that. And it's gonna be pretty tiny. And I'm pretty freaking tired, man, so I'm sorry if this is kind of shite. And then, like I said, connect the corners of the box to the vanishing point when you draw it. And then another horizontal line. I hope you know how to draw these boxes by now. and then connect next one to the other corner of the box. I'm kind of doing the shorthand version of it because I don't want to draw too much right now. And then same thing, tiny plant, don't make it too big. I might have made it too big. And I might even color this in for you, that way you know what truly is going to be here at the end versus not here. So I'll do these planters, this like terracotta color. Oh, that is brown. These planters are now brown. I'm gonna do it pretty rough, that way I don't have to worry about it. I'd suggest coloring just because I feel like the picture would look pretty shite if it didn't have any color, but that's obviously up to you. I don't care about how I'm coloring right now. I'll come back to you when I have colored everything then. We go do part 3.